are these people?
So this is from the CPJ about digital safety, right? So it's particularly for journalists. So I feel like it's pertinent to us. But so they start with reporting can involve researching and contacting people who pose a threat to you or the media outlet you work for. Using personal devices and accounts to do so could expose you to harassment and identity theft. Since using your phone or the internet can reveal information about you and your location, such as your email or internet protocol address, take steps to protect yourself before reaching out. So they told her, like, search your subject to see they have a history of harassing journalists who report on them and whether the risks are digital, physical, or both. Review safe online research practices below before you visit a subject's website or other digital platform. Oh my God, it was so cute. Look at the handsome boy. It looks so good. It's way bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's big.
It's legit.
I love it.
It's fucking great. But
I love it.
So discuss your story and its risk with your editor, who, if you're lucky enough to have one of those, to find out what support will be available as you investigate and publish it. Carry out a risk assessment and review and update it regularly throughout your investigation. Weigh the risk of investigating the story against the reward. Is the risk significant? Purchase a separate phone and SIM card or virtual phone number from a service like Google Voice for the story. Review the safer communication section below. But yeah, so for very sensitive stories, consider using Tails, a portable, secure operating system for any computer. Seek help from a security specialist to set it up. Imagine someone searching online for data that they can use to harass, intimidate, or discredit you. Review your profiles to see what is in the public domain and remove what you can as detailed below. Be aware that sources may keep or record communications with you, including phone calls, and could make them public, present them out of context, or otherwise manipulate them. Step up security measures while initiating contact with sources, and immediately after publishing will you be most at risk. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've dealt with like half of these things. And like, I don't even think of you as like, you're an activist more than you are a journalist.
I'm not a journalist. I say that all the time. I'm not a journalist. People try to label me as that, and it makes me hugely uncomfortable because I have a great deal of respect for the profession of journalism.
Right.
And that's not me. I'm not a journalist. I mean, at best, I'm a commentator. I only started doing shows so I could highlight my activism. That was the whole reason why I started doing shows. So I'm an activist. So yeah, I refuse to be labeled as a journalist. People try all the time and I'm like, nope, reject it. Openly reject it. No, thank you.
So I mean, they tell you to...
That's nice. It's kind when people say that, but it's not true. It's not accurate. It's not who I am.
Right. So they told you to use a VPN when carrying out research and especially downloading documents. Hide your IP, right? They also told you to use the Tor browser, which was created by our lovely military. The most secure way to browse the internet anonymously available right now for your most sensitive research. Digital security specialists can provide assistance if you need. Confirm websites you visited are encrypted. Use uBlock Origin for Chrome or Firefox to protect yourself from advertising that could be used to track you, or install malware. And the uMatrix plugin for Chrome or Firefox to control how your browser communicates with the sites you visit. Create dedicated social media accounts and use them in place of personal accounts when joining groups run by people who might wish you harm. Use a service like Twilio or Google Voice in the US to mask your real phone number when setting them up. Revealing your name or other identifying data, such as your date of birth, on these accounts increase the risk of harassment. And many journalists use generic photos appropriate for the group they are connecting with instead of their own. Use a throwaway email address. When registering with sites that could put you at risk, when interacting, be extra careful not to give away personal information or click on links that might be compromised. Even that one. I know there's free singles in your area, but find them elsewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a journalist, but I still have to deal with all of this. Like, I have legitimate stalkers. I have people who legitimately like post pictures of my house online.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. I'm some chick from Ohio, y'all. Like, if you're spending that much energy on me, you have issues. I have no power or influence or money. I'm nobody. Like, I'm fully aware well of that. You should be. Go after people who have actual influence over your life, not me. It's really strange.
So they even go over like how to create a throwaway email. I hope people can figure that out.
A throwaway email.
And multiple.
Yes.
Like erase all information and delete the account when you have finished research. That's probably smart as well.
Yes.
Don't include personal info. Yeah, couldn't agree more. So they also talk about just trying to secure your data. So turn on two-factor on like everything. Create long, unique passwords for each account. Prioritize protecting data that can be used to locate you, especially your address. What else they got? Set regular calendar reminders to look yourself up online. I don't know if I could handle that. Nope. And do so on a range of search engines using private or incognito mode. Note anything you could make private or remove. I think someone, I don't know if, like, I think Kit was having troubles recently too. But
was he?
Yeah, I think, so sign up for Google Alerts to be notified when others use your name online, including common misspellings of your name, your address, and any other personal information. So you're gonna have to look up all the Mindys too. That's gonna be a while.
There's a lot. I have a lot of parody accounts of me. I don't know how many it's up to because I genuinely try not to pay. I used to give a lot of energy and stuff to trolls. I don't anymore. And the only time I ever see anything anymore is if somebody sends it to me, and just don't send it to me. I don't care. Like, I really don't care what these people have to say about me. I don't think about them in any way, shape, form, or fashion. They are obsessed. Like, there are some of them that their entire timeline is like 87% dedicated to screenshots of my tweets. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? They're obsessed, and it's not something I care to think about. I just don't give a shit. I really don't.
So make content private on sites and accounts you own. Ask family and friends to remove information from sites and accounts they control. Be aware that it may not be possible to remove data stored on sites owned by third parties, such as public databases, and that deleted data may live on screenshots or internet archives, such as the Wayback Machine. Ask Google Maps, Apple Maps, and other companies to blur or remove your home or other identifying information. Ask Google Search to remove links from public search results, which can include links detailing personal data, such as your home address. Results on other search engines will not be affected. Contact the creator of the public database, normally a government body, to see if your information can be removed or made private. Laws about this differ by country. Service exists to help you remove your information from sites which trade data for advertising and other purposes, though it may take a month to see the effects. One example, Delete Me, owned by the company Abine, operates in the US and some other countries. So create separate accounts.
And you know what sucks? What sucks is I've learned in recent months that even people who I knew didn't really like me that much, but I didn't think were like that, like, not crazy, but that weird about it. Like, because so much of your personal information is available online, regardless of what you do about it, it's really difficult to get stuff like removed from, like, my family's names have been doxxed. And like the city that they live in has been doxxed by people who are like in ally circles.
Yeah.
And that sucks. Like, that sucks to know that it's not just people who obsessively hate troll me. It's people who I'm friends with people who are friends with them. And I wasn't under any impression that they liked me. I didn't think that these people did, but I didn't know that it went to that level where they were like willing to like dox my family members. So I mean, it sucks. Like, you really, whatever you can do to protect yourself. I'm going through that process now. I'm trying to figure out all the best ways that I can get stuff taken down as much as possible. I mean, I have kids, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't want people knowing where I live. Like, that's there are crazy people out there who will do bad things. So yeah, it sucks.
So I mean, it goes, create separate accounts for work and personal, check privacy settings regularly, remove personal information such as your date of birth, turn off your location and any geotagging functions that show where you were for specific posts. The information could put you or others at risk. Verify your accounts. Move conversations to Signal or WhatsApp or Telegram. I'll probably also add that, although even that is sketch sometimes. So rather than direct messaging, and only use the dedicated phone and SIM card you have bought for your research. Think about what you post. Don't share pictures of your office, hotel, or something else that gives away your location, especially if you're doing journalism in a country where there's war.
Yeah.
I go out of town, you won't know it. I won't tell you. I'm not telling anybody on Twitter.
They put a missile into the hotel where RT journalists were at. Like that's. I
just don't want people to know I'm not at home. You know what I mean? Like I don't want people to know where I am if I'm not at home, and I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like
for sure. So think about what you post. Don't share pictures. Right. Ask family and friends to avoid posting information. That's a hard one because like sometimes they're just not paying attention. You know. So
yeah.
But anyway, right. They talk about buying
conversations.
Buying a separate SIM card. You know, using a different like phone number and using only like throwaway emails. Like keep photos of yourself
phone. If you're
off
like
the
a
device.
Journalist, get a burner. And use that for a story. If you're doing a particular story and you need something to contact sources on or whatever, get a burner phone.
Yep. Keep it airlocked as much as possible. Only turn on mobile like networks when you like absolutely require it.
Keep it turned off unless you are using it.
Yeah, legit. So use apps with end-to-end encrypted messaging such as Signal or WhatsApp to communicate, since calls and SMS messages exchanged over mobile phone networks are not encrypted and governments and others can access the content. So WhatsApp, be aware a government could subpoena WhatsApp to access the metadata, but Signal stores much less. Secure Signal or WhatsApp accounts with advanced security features if needed, such as screen lock, registration lock, disappearing messages, and view once photos and videos. Use
Can I
wire.
say something about Signal though?
Yes.
All of those, not as secure as you think. Be very mindful.
Absolutely.
Of that. Nothing is foolproof. Just be mindful of that.
Use wire to communicate where possible, since you could sign up without a phone number. Yep, create a plan to backup and delete content stored in the apps, right? And after publication, back up anything you need, then delete everything stored in the accounts and then the accounts themselves. Disconnect the phone number and factory reset the phone. Whedon Critical Thinking says take the battery out of the phone if that's an option. So then throw it in the ocean and you should be good. But like, I mean, we laugh. But use Danger Zone to scan files received from a source for malware and covert. Convert potentially dangerous PDFs, images, and other documents into safe PDFs. Remember that almost anything you do on a device leaves a trace, and IT experts can recover deleted content even if you have specialized software to scrub your computer. Send documents under 100 megabytes via Signal or other end-to-end encrypted service. Send documents over 100 megabytes using Onion Share. Be aware that metadata contained in documents, files, and messaging apps, such as the time and date a document was sent, is not always encrypted and could help someone identify both you and your source. But yeah, I just thought it would be a good thing to look through that for people at home.
Protect your sources.
Protect
your sources. And if you are a source or a whistleblower, this is my public service announcement to stay the entire fuck away from the intercept. Please. Stay away from the intercept.
Would be smart.
I don't know. Is there a worse record for burning sources than the intercept? 3, and then they hired a guy that burned a 4th. That's a pretty terrible record.
Yeah, I agree. Craziness. But yeah, we can keep Deep Throat a secret for years.
Yeah.
Like what? Anyway.